All right, we are live.
Hello, welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 449. I am Otto. Tonight I am joined with Jared.
Hey guys.
And there's the Alex Bot 3000.
I'm here. All the numbers.
Yeah, all the numbers. And live from Porkfest, James Babb.
Great to be here.
Thanks for carving out some time from that fun fest to slum it up with us. We appreciate it. As always.
Bros before hoes. That's what they say.
And special guest tonight is Doni the Don. So
hey, I guess he was right. Bros before hoes. That's right, James. The best for last.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. We were trying to get you on, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, but you had the interwebs connection issues.
Yeah,
so
darn technology.
Glad you could join us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for coming on. But Otto, what do you want to get into first, man? There's so much we could talk about in Clown World.
I think
Babs is up here at Porkfest. But
yeah, let's get a little live. I want to know what's going on at Porkfest so far. It's today's the first day.
Today's the first day. It's looking packed already. It's full, and that's
what I noticed.
First day.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of people here. Jack and Pho saw them. They showed up. This is their first time in New Hampshire. Larkin's on his way up. Larkin Rose. So it's definitely a good time. Hanging out with Ernie Hancock and so many of my favorites. It's a good time. You guys should all be here. We should be doing the show live from Porkfest.
We should.
Are y'all gonna watch Larkin Rose's film?
Yes.
Let me know. I want to see it myself eventually.
Babs will have a bootleg up with it in the next couple of days. He'll film
I'm
it.
looking forward to seeing it too.
He's
I was a sponsor, just early so many years ago.
Oh no.
Oh no,
You're breaking up. No.
Getting robotic.
James, you're breaking up, man.
No, there we go.
Oh no.
Starlink.
Let's try.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It may drift out as it switches satellites. So, but it should be pretty good. How is it right now?
Sounds great.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right, now you don't have to me. So there you go.
Now you're breaking up again. What the hell? What's going
And
on?
I can't see him. Where is he at? He's hiding like Biden.
Wow.
Which Biden?
CGI. Wait, which one? Yeah.
CGI or meat?
Yeah, we have CGI Joe and Meat Joe. That's the two.
Well, did we
Well,
come?
then there's
Isn't there?
Mask
Would
Joe.
we hypothesize there's a third Joe as well?
No, I still think that's
Holographic,
CGI
not-
Joe.
I
I think we talked about this last
animatronic Joe. They couldn't get CGI really working. It was too glitchy, so they went to Disney and got an animatronic metal frame with a skin Joe.
Oh no.
Speaking of
Dude, you're
animatronic.
breaking.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's no bueno.
Speaking of animatronic, Bab's
know.
voice right now.
It's all animatronic.
Oh man.
Oh, well. Well, Clown World is in full effect as we now have everyone's talking about it. We might as well. Fuck it. We'll just do it.
Yeah.
It's the RFK interview on Rogan to the subsequent challenge by Poindexter vaccine guy who was pushing all vaccines or whatever. I don't know. You have the dot. When did this episode air? I think it was Tuesday?
Yeah, it
Last
was.
week? Or was this when did this drop?
It was just within. That's the thing. I don't have the docs. I haven't watched the episode. I've seen a few clips, but it's put out, and all the mainstream media is losing their mind. Everybody's reeing, and all this is misinformation. These anti-vaxxers, because that's all they have right now. That's all they have, and so this doctor.
You're a denier. Everyone's a denier.
Exactly, and it's in there. It's this Dr. Hotez who has been on Rogan in the past. And he was the biggest. He was brought on
Sick
MSNBC.
bastard.
Brought on MSNBC all the time. He was the big pharma talking head. And the clip is in there, Jared. It's Dr. Hotez.
When the Nuremberg trials come up and Fauci is one of the defendants, this guy will be as well, right? Like
Yeah,
these
so
guys are like, oh, scumbags.
Yeah, this is his complete hit during clips throughout the entire time of the
I don't see it in the list here, man.
oh, it's in there.
Best of
there.
Biden.
Oh,
Greenwald?
No, I probably fat fingered to put it in the wrong spot.
You might have put it in the wrong day.
Wrong day. Oh no. See, this Google Doc is
Jared's
not...
trying. Yeah,
Yeah,
Way to
just
go,
put it
Jared.
at the end of the document. Is that a hard requirement?
I mean,
Hold on. Before we get into that, I found this picture from the Pork Fest that I went to in 2016.
oh yeah, 2016. You were up there.
This was Tim. What's Tim's last name?
Tim. Yeah. Oh fuck, I'm having a brain fart too.
Yeah, I'm having a brain fart too.
But
Tim.
yeah,
Tim Awesome, we'll call him. This was his his stand. He was selling grass-fed beef and bulletproof coffee, and then I was like camping in that little camping or that tent back there. He gave me a spot. It was pretty cool.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
good times. Yeah, I think we didn't go up until like Wednesday, and like people were still. It wasn't like packed. So the fact that it's packed on a Monday, it's crazy.
I mean, the thing sells out now every single
Yeah.
as soon as the event's over and they post stuff online, it sells out within a few days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That Hotez video link is in the
Yeah.
chat.
It's the last one there. But this, so yeah,
I switched
this was...
over to cell phone, so let me know if this works any better.
Oh man, it sounds great, man.
All right, let me share this bad boy.
So yeah, this is his complete 180, and this is his whole timeline throughout. And this is the individual that Rogan's putting up money and many other organizations for charity to have RFK debate this guy. And this is his greatest.
What's with the bow tie? Can we just start with that and the look?
Yeah, why does he
and
need
those
to look like that?
glasses?
He's such a bozo.
Is he supposed to be
Just
like
look at him.
it's as
It's-
if like Disney
it's his
said, we
clown
need
suit.
a Mr. Science-y looking guy.
One of the things that we're not hearing a lot about is the unique potential safety problem of coronavirus vaccines.
And then something changed.
Any vaccine released by emergency use authorization by the FDA is an outstanding vaccine.
J&J's vaccine has a risk of life-threatening blood clots.
When you hear the beat, that's the sound of safety.
So don't overthink it. They're both really good. They're all really good vaccines. Get vaccinated now.
You gotta call now.
If you wait, it's going to be really too late to protect your child.
If this was your child, what happens next could make it the worst day of your life.
So even though COVID poses zero threat to healthy children,
Vaccinate your children.
Do the right thing.
This is
Be
tainting
safe
the
and
memory
not
of
sorry.
Billy Mays.
What's that? Yeah.
This is tainting
Strongly
the memory of
recommending
Billy
for
Mays. I
adolescents
feel
to get
like he
their
deserves
2
better.
doses of vaccine and fully immunized after those
2 doses now.
Advanced technology that can help save lives.
This is going to be a long-lasting vaccine. A long-lasting vaccine.
A few moments later.
We're seeing that 2 doses is not holding up well for emergency room visits. It's not holding up well for hospitalizations.
Here we go again.
Everyone's going to need a booster. You need that third immunization.
Triple the amount.
Get that third immunization. The 2 mRNA vaccines were always a 3-dose vaccine. The 2
Always a
mRNA vaccines were always a 3-dose vaccine.
I've always said this is a 3-dose vaccine. I've always said this is a 3-dose vaccine. This is a 3-dose
Always.
vaccine.
But I'm not done yet.
That third immunization, the problem is it's not holding up. So we may have to look at sort of innovative solutions.
Oh God, not this again.
A 4th immunization,
Oh, boy.
just to keep them going, keep the country going. We have to consider some out of the box things. A 4th immunization, a 4th immunization. Get that second boost. A second boost to keep the country going. I've made that recommendation. A 4th immunization.
But I'm still not done.
1 semester later.
Unfortunately, the numbers are starting to trend up again. So the hospitalizations are up. And so the most important message that I have this morning is get your new bivalent booster.
Willie and Lise were saying they got their booster, and I was like,
Look at that guy.
Look at his hair.
He just like
They
rolled
have
out
a
of
whole
bed. man.
wardrobe department, right? You go on a show like that, there's a whole team back there that's going to put
Yeah.
some base makeup on you, check your tie, like
They just said,
he
"Fuck
looks
this
like that
guy."
on purpose. Like they're like, okay, you're the mad scientist. Let's mess up his hair a little bit.
Oh,
Let's get some
no.
round glasses in here. And can we have a nerdier bow tie? What do we got?
Here we go. I got someone added me to the LP Science Caucus.
Oh,
I don't know what this is, but I'm sharing this right in.
I would trust that implicitly.
Yes.
Like
Trust the science caucus.
we should
Oh,
mention
God.
this video is by Matt Orfala, like which we've shown his work before. The guy is a freaking genius. I love these montages he puts together.
It's great.
Yeah, we need
how it just showing you the timeline of how everything unfolded.
Is he a real doctor or a Joe Biden doctor?
Oh, Ivan jerking off his back.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
I missed that guy.
So yeah, he doesn't want to participate in the debate. I was looking it up here. There's all the mainstream media are pushing back.
Well, the reason why I think
regime.
he was on wrote what it all started from a tweet that Rogan he put out criticizing Rogan for having RFK on because they talked about vaccines and everything else like you would expect. And so that's where this challenge came from Rogan. And then of course Elon Musk joins into the fray. And so he won't debate.
Your favorite oligarch. I don't know. Let's see if there's any quotes here, Babs.
Yeah, there's a quote in there somewhere.
While you're looking at that, I want to point out too that Mark Cuban had quotes tweeted Joe Rogan and went after him. So let me tell you a cool story. I was trying to get into sports again, like local sports, Dallas Fort Worth, right? And so
what was your go-to sport?
Well, I love hockey now, but with all the shutdowns, I stopped going to everything. I haven't been to a movie theater like at all since all that went down. But I was going to Mavericks games because they weren't expensive, and I wanted to go and support the Dallas Mavericks. And before I heard Mark Cuban's political philosophies, I didn't really have an issue with him. And so when Mavericks, he was like, "Oh, you have to be vaccinated to go to the games." His employees had to be vaccinated. And so he's up there quote tweeting this guy, this quack, and talking about, "Oh yeah, I agree with you. No, you're covering your own butt because you guys may have some lawsuits on your hands. So of course you're going to side with that guy." And Mark Cuban, like that really took me off. I got really excited about going to Mavericks games and going to the Texas Rangers games and going to the Dallas Ice games, going to the hockey games. And I'm saying Dallas Ice. It's not Dallas Ice. What are they called? Stars. Yes. I'm Indiana switching up stuff. So so I was really excited about that. Then I was like, yeah, I'm not going to your games. I'm not giving y'all any money ever again. And you know what he did? He opened up his stadium to give out vaccines.
Do your part for the war effort.
Yeah, that's
so the Rangers did it, the Cowboys did it, they all shut down, but then opened back up and said, "Hey guys, we're giving you vaccines." They got paid for that. So they weren't paid for actual sports.
Everybody
but
got
paid to have
that.
people give out vaccines.
Doctors were getting paid, media was getting paid, people were even getting paid to just get it. Like people were like, "Well, you mean it's a free donut?" I guess. Okay.
Where was
free Christmas?
Where was
Fried
Teddy?
chicken.
Where was Ted Cruz?
Literally.
Where was Ted Cruz?
Teddy? Yeah, was he out killing again?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like I figured
What if we
Texas
cut the middleman and we just had Pharma where like Pharma just like pays you like, okay, this one you get $1,000 if you take the jab. We're not even going to bother telling you what's in it, but it's $1,000.
Someone asked about Texas, and so the media lied about Texas. Greg Abbott is terrible. He still has the emergency thing going on right now to this day. And he shut down stuff. People got arrested for going to church or for going to work or opening their bars. The bars who are normally just bars, they had turned their bars into also kitchens in order to be able to keep doing their business. That happened in Texas, but the media sits there and lies and act like, "Oh, Ron DeSantis was so great. Abbott was so great," when they weren't. You couldn't even get elective surgeries in Texas during the COVID.
How about gender reassignment?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure that's elective.
I don't know. That sounds like something a bigot would say. I mean, it's not elective. No, that doesn't sound like you're affirming gender. Okay, that sounds. Ooh, wow. I need to go to my safe space for a minute.
So I didn't realize that. So they actually had vaccine passports. I mean, they tried to do. There was some fuckery. What was the extent here in Baltimore? Like basically businesses enforced it, but it wasn't like. But being that we're in Maryland, they kind of went along with the program. A lot of places where you had to show proof of vaccine.
Mask.
Yeah, wear the mask, double mask, all that. But
they
actually
made me so mad.
Yeah. My brother was actually up in a show, Otto at the Auto Bar. He was down visiting. He was like, "Oh, you ever been there?" And I was like, "Well, in the before times, yes, I loved going to that venue, and we've talked about it in past episodes, but they went full. They were sold right before COVID, and it was this venue, and then they went along with the program. It was really sad. Like, it's like, how are you going to be like a punk?" Like it was a place where you would go see like punk bands and hardcore bands and like hip hop and like whatever the case may be, and then it's like they completely sold out. But
hold on. I gotta interrupt.
Go ahead. What you got? Breaking news.
So, breaking news. I can't post in groups for an hour. This is because your account or activity on it did not follow community standards. This reason is being banned from multiple groups or having your content shared removed from multiple groups. So,
wow. On Facebook?
Yeah.
See, we bring Donnie in and we get this is what happens.
I told you guys this was gonna happen.
What was our crime?
I didn't follow community standards. Didn't say what standard I didn't.
Can't even get Facebook to load right now.
Very sad.
It was the video. It wasn't me.
It probably was. It was the video.
It's normally me, but this time I won't take credit for it.
So apparently, it sounds like what's happening is because full disclosure, if you add me to your shitty Facebook group, I'm just gonna share our podcast in there. I'm gonna spam you. So I shared it in a bunch of stuff like the Classical Liberal Caucus. I shared it.
I'm still accessing the show right now. Can you see?
Yeah, no, it did take it down.
That caused like a time warp, though. If I show the stream on the stream,
just don't cross the streams. But yeah, so I've been sharing. That's what I do. If you guys notice, I'm looking down. I'm sharing in like 80 groups on Facebook, and so that's what I'm doing. And I shared it.
That might have something to do with it.
Well, it doesn't. On like last weekend, I did it, and last Monday, and no one cared. And then now I'm banned.
You shared it in the science.
Someone
caucus.
Reported me.
Yeah, the Science Caucus.
The Science Caucus probably removed it.
So what is the Science Caucus all about? I
have no clue.
Mentioned that.
I have no clue. Sometimes you just randomly get added to groups.
Some
people use science as like a code word for LSD.
What?
Oh.
Never heard of that.
Let me check this out then.
You have to
maybe there for an hour.
Maybe I'm wrong on that, but
maybe back in the 60s, James.
Yeah, like back in the before, in the olden days.
Yeah.
Don, you have a pretty large following in the libertarian circles. Like, what are your thoughts on some of these libertarians that still to this day are defending the COVID regime and just like kind of just looking past all that? What are your like?
I don't really know any of those people.
They're still out there. They're still out there. It's amazing.
I haven't actually seen those people.
Good for
at
you.
All.
You must have
those people are not following me. And honestly, I do have a libertarian following, but I have a lot of conservatives who follow me too, because they think that you talk about liberty and freedom, that you're one of them.
Right. So. Like, yeah, because you have like, and that was interesting. You posted on Twitter like your circle, and there was a lot of like overlap. So maybe, and that's the thing. Like sometimes you
wait a minute.
What's that?
Hold on.
What are you thinking, Otto?
I just looked up the fucking Science Caucus. The Science Caucus is. The host is Jorge Basada. He's
I don't know who that is.
Totally based on all this stuff. He's
Jorge's part of Liberty Speaks.
Yeah, he's part of Liberty Speaks.
So that wasn't really worth the breaking news, huh?
But I got banned from the group.
That fast?
I'm not in the group.
Uh-oh.
How the hell did
you
that
got
happen?
pre-banned?
Pre-banned.
Yeah. What the hell?
But real quick on my groups of folks, I guess it's been brought to my attention. I've spoken to a few people that are in the leadership, the Libertarian Party, and they've said, "Wow, it's interesting how you have all these different kinds of people. Like I have people who are FBAs, if you know who those are, the people who are the fundamental black guys. They want the reparations. I got people who are Democrats who follow me. I have Republicans and MAGA people that follow me, and I have Libertarians that follow me." And my goal one day is to get everyone on the same page to fight for our individual liberties, at least fight for that and come together on that we can do that. But I'm not for sure it just happened that way, that multiple kind of folks work with me and talk to me. But on Facebook, I have a Facebook and it's tiny. And I only got it back because I'm working with the GameFoul community and they are heavy on Facebook. So that's the only reason why I have Facebook. The GameFoul community.
What is that?
That is the fighting rooster. The ones that the guys say that those roosters fight. They do fight, but some of them are just breeders. Some of them are cockfighters. But they've been heavily targeted by the government, and they're throwing them in cages and killing the roosters. And regardless if they're fighting them or not, just you having them, they'll assume you're a cockfighter. So they're killing hundreds and hundreds of birds in multiple states. And they're saying that this is to protect animals, but yet you're killing them.
Yeah.
I mean, on this show, it's perfectly acceptable. On this show, it's perfectly acceptable for people to fight with their cocks. Okay, that's just
I mean,
get that out right now.
Think about it. Those birds will fight to the death for their eggs. They'll fight to the death for their hens. They will fight to the death for their stuff. But human beings, we're just like passive. Okay, fine, we can have a ruler, not us, but everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: is anything they're doing to those roosters worse than what happens to, let's say, a chicken McNugget?
No.
Not really.
But let me tell you this though. Those birds, there's a thing is they say, oh, they train those birds to do that. Those birds, that actual breed of them, they naturally fight. So when I was in Kentucky, there was a bad weather and they knocked over one of their pens. The first thing that mother trucker did was go out and try to fight another rooster. And like, dude, and like they were like sitting there mending him and fixing him up. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, he got loose, and the first thing he decided to do was fight. So I'm thinking they're talking all day long. All day long. They're all just talking shit all day. And as soon as they can get loose, they want to fight. So people just like, oh, they're just assuming that the birds are, trained to fight. Like they'll once they're between 5 and 6 months old, they hit maturity. They cannot be together. They have to be separated.
Yeah,
the males and the hens will do it too.
You
do they attach like
razor blades to their feet though?
I was gonna say, do they put like little? Don't they put like little razor blades on them or like little knives?
It will depend on who it is that's fighting those birds. Because in Guam and Mexico and America, they all got different kind of blades. They got different stuff.
I was home visiting my parents, and this is like, it was. I never noticed it. I don't even think my parents noticed it, but I think it was like a gift that was given to like my parents, and I think my aunt was down in like South America, and it's a picture, and you look at it, it's a big scene, and it's like on a piece of pottery, and it's like, and I was like looking at it in the bathroom, and it's like in like the spare bathroom. I'm like, yo, that's depicting a cockfight. Like, I don't think they noticed. Like,
wait, were
like,
those birds like?
Yeah,
were their birds like their neck stuff was sticking out like a dinosaur? That was all fanning out. Yeah,
but it was like a far away scene, and there was all these people. It's just like a shitty oil painting, like something an overpriced souvenir. And I'm looking at it.
Let me tell you why. Let me explain to you why that exists and what that scene is. It existed before Jesus was born, right? And so it's been around a long time. George Washington, like Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Andrew Jackson were all cockfighters.
Well, I think that's a good argument against the practice right there. I heard one, and I think I'm going to be with our plant-based caucus on this one. That I respect people's right to do it, but I'm personally find it barbaric, and I'm not really going to respect anybody for doing that.
Yep, and that's fair. My whole thing is, as long as you're not trying to use the government to enforce your beliefs, deal.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't approve of chicken McNuggets either, though. You know what I mean? Like, I ask people that
that's probably not even real chicken, to be honest.
But I ask people that are appalled by cockfighting to really be.
I will say, if you're dog fighting, though, I'm intervening. I think.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up because, like, I was really I gave to a charity and went to any like benefit they did, because when they were banning pit bulls in Baltimore, like in the state of Maryland, it was terrible. Like the fact, like it just made. When they made like dog or banned pit bulls, it just completely went underground, and it was terrible. Like these shelters.
Wait, when was there a pit bull ban?
Pit bull ban? Oh my god, dude, it was like up to like 20. I think it was repealed in like 2016. But if you're in Baltimore, PG County still has a pit bull ban. Like you can't.
Wait, not in the city though. In the city, they have
interferes with the police's right to break into your house.
Right, right. Seriously.
No knock raids, man.
And that's the thing too, you guys understand. I want y'all to understand this, because like I said, this is a hard sell. Like this is a hard thing to discuss. We have the red flag laws. And so when they use your animals, regardless, they can say anything's animal cruelty, almost anything today. They can use your animals to go against your due process, to let someone call and tell on you and say something happened that may have not happened or happened. And then there's no evidence. And they turn around and take all your animals away from you.
I mean, I would never call the
profit off of it. And then here's the other issue, though, too. There's people, the laws don't stop. They're creating laws every single day at the federal level, the state levels. And so when is enough enough? When is the 8th Amendment? You know, like, okay, y'all, okay, you punish them for this. When's enough enough? So the usual punishment. So that's how I'm trying to explain it to y'all, too, because this whole thing with animals, they're using it with like just it's worse than red flag laws.
Yeah.
So they're just using it to take your rights away.
Get the door open. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the animal cruelty of police dogs and police horses, which are
Thank
probably
you.
like the most abused animals you'll find?
And military.
Yeah, they leave them. They die in the back of cars all the time, and then they get a fancy funeral. And if you were to harm a police dog, you could get the death penalty. Like they take it very seriously, and they treat these animals like total crap. And
James,
they're
that's a good
breeding them
point.
for aggression. And you know, if you care about animals, the first thing you do is shut the police down.
Yeah.
James, that's a good point, because I was telling my community too about that. I was saying it's interesting how they don't want cockfighting, but they actually have dog fighting humans. You train the dogs to fight a human. It's a predetermined fight, because you're going to shoot the person if they protect themselves against a dog you just sicked on them.
Right. Yeah. You're not supposed to react like as the dog's mauling you. Like you're not supposed to like put your hands on its mouth to stop it. They're like, stop resisting.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Just let a dog maul you? Like,
yes,
that's it, Donnie. That's an excellent point.
It happens all the time.
I was out with my girlfriend today. It's our 3rd anniversary. So
congratulations!
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. So like I had a couple of drinks today. We had a nice little day out. But the one time she got called into jury duty, in Baltimore City was, and when they were doing the jury pool, they were asking like, are you okay with like an animal cruelty case? And she was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, we're both like animal lovers, you know, we both have dog owners, so we're like, she's just like, yo, fuck that, like, I don't know if I want to. But she was just like, she went through the pool and she's like, oh, I don't know, this could be rough. But it was exactly to your point. The prosecution could not fucking prove that there was actual abuse. He was let go on animal abuse charges, but that was what got them in, like all the charges, you know. They used the animal abuse to basically go after him for like drug dealing, whatever the case may be, gun ownership, etc. But it wasn't even like an animal abuse, but that was like kind of like pulling at the emotional heartstrings of individuals before doing the jury pool. But they couldn't convict, and the guy was let off on those charges because it was like, no, you have to show evidence. You can't just say like, oh, their dog's out in the backyard or whatever, and then it's just a way of, it's like a red flag. It's just like another red flag law. So,
and the thing is that we like, you know, you guys love animals, right? Everyone likes animals. People have different purposes for their pets, so their animals. And in the end of the day, those are your property. And someone coming in and telling you what to do, you can and can't do with your property. Where's your rights at? Or so now is a rooster have more rights than James or Jared or Otto or Alex now? Yeah, I don't think so.
And I think we all can agree, like as neighbors or in our community, if we saw something like, if you saw a neighbor like, yo, that's fucked up, we would maybe like at a personal level, but we want to
like my neighbor started a dog fighting ring. I'm not saying I would definitely not call the cops, but like I would probably say
like, yo, what the fuck, man?
Well,
definitely.
Consider the very real possibility. Like when people want to call the cops on their neighbor, right? Like, first of all, of course, you're putting the whole neighborhood at risk, right? By introducing this dangerous element into whatever situation exists. But keep in mind, you remember the move bombing in Philadelphia. Well, what do you think started that? With neighbors complaining about like trash and chickens and kids walking around naked. Like it all started with this kind of like a neighbor just complaining, you know, and and next thing you know, their whole city's bombed.
Yep. Exactly. Right. Like red flag laws or right-wing authoritarian law. I mean, it's just.
Someone else said something else before that we missed it. And it was funny. Now I forgot what it was, but it was funny.
Might have been something I said, you know, resident funny guy here.
Yeah, I've been like slacking on the chat.
It was somebody in the chat who said it.
There. Oh, so yeah.
What this? Oh, this one here. Oops.
Yes.
Yes.
Please something to beat when their wives aren't around from Ivan.
I'm back. That
I
was
had to
quick.
jerk off.
That was quick. All right. I thought I was gone. I was like, no.
And
Ivan
my-
jerk off is.
And here's my other issue I have real quick too. You know, when it comes to like cannabis, magic mushrooms, and things of that nature, you know, all these people want to say legalize it. I say, who told you that human beings have the right to take that away from you in the first place? They just need to repeal it completely, take it off the books, and stop enforcing the laws.
Stop hurting people.
Yeah, because you're over there killing people or locking people up or taking people's whole entire livelihood away from them over a plant that naturally grows from the earth. And then here's my thing: if they're talking about the war on drugs, if people can grow their own marijuana, they're not gonna have to worry about fentanyl being put in it.
Yeah, that too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out of
and make
control.
your own Molly and make your own LSD and all this stuff. Now it's like, dude, I'm glad that I was around doing that kind of stuff like back when it was actually like pure,
legit.
Now anything that's a white powder, I wouldn't even go near.
like
Not
now
that
with
I indulge anymore, but
dude, like everything nowadays is like now with fentanyl. Like,
yeah, it's like, dude, I would be so worried about
I just assume that's the government trying to like taint the alcohol during prohibition.
Yeah,
That kind of
some
crap.
CIA shit, some drug war. Like, I mean,
well, they blame it on the cartels, but it's like, why would the cartels
Ah.
poison their own shit?
I
Dude,
guarantee
now-
if there was no drug
Right.
war and there'd be no cartel and there'd be no fentanyl problem, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Think about-
often
so
do you
this
guys
kinda ties in.
how
Go ahead,
often
Otto.
do you guys see you know, like liquor stores in the street, you know, fighting each other, you know, gunning each other down for
Right.
the, you know, the right to sell alcohol on the street, you know?
Yeah, like the
What's the
other
thing
night.
that Bergman used to say, like about Al Capone driving like a Bud Light truck or something, or Budweiser truck, or
Oh,
he
no,
had
I
like
don't
some
know
he had some like catchy thing he used to say about that. But basically the fact that like, yeah, you don't
but it's
have liquor store owners driving around like shooting each other with like Tommy guns like Al Capone and like you know, the
my
40s
block, see?
or the 20s.
See, you can't be in, you gotta get out of here. See, yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, this is my territory. Listen here, like fucking A. No, it's so true. It's so true. Like it's fucking ridiculous. I forget where I was gonna tying into the drug war and the CIA. Like this is all brought on by the government. Like they're the ones like tainting this shit. They're the ones creating this chaos, and it kind of ties
Prove
into
to me
like
they're
you put out
right. I think it's a safe bet. Like we don't know for sure, but
okay,
you know.
Well, we do though, James. It came out when Reagan was in office that he definitely had put those drugs out in South California, and a reporter.
Cocaine.
Yeah, they came from. They were trying. He was trying to get funding for his war that the Congress wouldn't pay for, so he put them in there and had people, regular folks, thinking, "Oh yeah, this is great. I'm gonna make all this money." And then put them in all the black neighborhoods, and then use the government as informants on those people that gave them the drugs, and the rest of the black folks.
Right. Think about.
But
like,
do you think
Rick
it's the
Ross,
same
like
similar
Free Ray-
situation with fentanyl? Like as it's
I mean,
been introduced into the ecosystem for what purpose?
I believe it. I believe
or
it.
is it just
I believe it
pharmaceutical
too.
companies running amok?
But like I'm saying, it just doesn't make sense for like why would the cartels be putting it in there? They want to kill
wouldn't.
their customers.
Yeah.
Why would
Well,
the
what
drug
they're saying-
dealers
We've
be
never
putting
been
it in
able
there?
to get
saying
a
is
straight answer when we
the
ask
low
people
level
this,
guys.
really.
It's the low level
Guys,
guys
we
who
should
cut.
totally go and ask the cartel, why are y'all putting fentanyl in our drugs in America? Like, you know, we should just go and see if we can talk to them. You know, let's get them on the
Like, well,
line.
yeah,
you know,
well,
get an
Where's
interview
El
going.
Chapo? Where's he at these days?
Yeah, what's his you know, can you direct
What's his
message
Twitter
him
handle?
on Twitter? I mean,
Yeah.
Let
What
me
were you
let me
saying,
see what I
Otto?
can do, you guys. Let
Yeah,
me see what I
slide
can
into
work
his
out.
DMs, Donnie. See what you can
I'll
do.
do my
what were you
best.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying, Otto, about the low level guys?
Oh, what they're saying is the low level guys, they use it, they cut with fentanyl so they can sell more, and that's what. And it's just like them, just.
But
like
it
how
doesn't even
the money supply.
add that much. It doesn't add that much. Fentanyl is
I
so
know.
potent in like
I
such
know,
a
only a
tiny
little bit.
amount.
That's
You would
what I've
just use
heard.
baking powder. That's what you would
Yeah,
cut it.
yeah, I know, but
It's
I'm
so
saying that's
stupid,
their
like,
argument.
That's
so
a
I
stupid
completely
fucking
think this
argument.
was a government. This was a
It's gotta
government
be.
thing. Something's gonna come out in the, 50 years from now. Operation like Kitten Caboodle.
Well, I mean, it kind of ties into that tweet you put out, Donnie, and you're like going down the rabbit hole on it. And like in the 90s, you have the drug war, and in the hip hop industry, and what was it, Correction Corporation of America? Like, you're kind of looking into this, but the correlations in the timeline, it's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see this happening. Tell us about this theory that's like you're going down a rabbit hole.
It's a theory that some of the major record labels have vested money into private prisons. And so they were talking to some rappers who were prominent in the field at the time and basically wanted them to create music that created criminals. And so, and they said this happened in the 90s. And I found it for some reason, when I heard it at first, it seemed very believable because he had the 94 crime bill that happened like right after what he said.
Biden like locking the 3 strikes you're out, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was talking about crack and cocaine. We got to lock everybody up for that stuff. And regardless of anyone says, that's the minimum sentence they're going to get. Well, meanwhile, his son's sitting there smoking it on the video screens.
Right.
So, well, my contention with that video, I saw the video and I heard about it. And I'm just like,
so
I love good conspiracies.
I posted it in there. We could maybe watch a little clip. But who was that guy?
There's a little bit of sour
in that interview, Don.
That was Crazy Bones from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and he said he signed you could play.
He was reading someone else's letter. It wasn't him.
Yeah, he was reading someone else's letter. It was an anonymous letter. And the thing it sounds so very like no one wants to put a name to it. Look, I love good conspiracies. The only reason I didn't buy this because the angle of how they were trying to sell it was private prisons. And the one misconception that I've always heard is about private prisons is like, oh my gosh, they're the ones out to get the country, and that's why we have so many people incarcerated. But
we need more government prisons. That's the problem.
Yes, exactly. And the problem is if you look at the statistical records
on the patch they have on their uniform, it makes a real big difference.
Well, there's only inside 8% of all prisons in the United States are private. That's it. Only 8%. The rest are all government run.
These are government?
Otto, who's making a profit off the government prisons.
Right.
That's not happening, right?
It's just what level of contractor are you, right? That's all it is. Do you get a check directly from the state? Does the state give you a check to a company and then hire you? Does the state hire a company that then hires your healthcare company or your uniform company or your cleaning supply company or your
all the contracts. It doesn't matter whether it's private or through the state. All the contracts,
state or getting a check from
you guys
contractors.
Well, I mean, that was the gist of Orange. Have you seen the show Orange is the New Black? It was on Netflix a few years ago.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Season.
Like let's make a sitcom about prison. Like
they made it all about towards the last season. They made it all about the evils of private prisons. Like scary private prisons and like people making profit.
It's a diversion.
And I'm like,
I remember I was having an argument. Or I was just talking to somebody about this was a while ago, but about whatever, and the private prisons came up, and I was like, yeah, I think they're bad too, but I also think we should end all prisons. And they were like, oh,
yeah.
I want whatever kind. I want them to have whatever kind of prison is the least efficient and easiest to escape.
So I have a question about that. So if we don't have any kind of prisons, what would y'all want to do? Because what if someone is a legit serial killer or a corrupt politician who's been killing people? You know what I'm saying? And we don't believe in death penalty, right?
Okay,
so what's
step
the
number
solution?
one?
Well, I
don't elect them president or allow them to carry a badge. Okay, right.
So just cut it off at source.
That's step one, right? What do you do about a serial killer, right? They're just it's too dangerous to have a government around for them to use.
Well, I'm against capital punishment. I'm against capital punishment, but I'm not against street justice. So
same.
Oh, yeah, I got some flack. I got some flack about a tweet I threw out there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to say what it would be like in anarcho land or whatever.
Bob Murphy had a whole system that he laid out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's all sorts of ideas that could come up, right, to handle things like this, but it doesn't have to be. It could be the communal wood chipper.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could be expelling.
I think Antarctica is a good spot for criminals.
Yeah,
it could be like shipping them off.
You mean the ice wall,
really
right?
like penguins? Okay,
yeah,
send them to the ice wall.
I would
Sub-Zero.
That would. I don't think that's the place to turn into
your Dr. Freeze.
They tried that with Australia.
Right.
Center
Joe Biden. I mean, send Joe Biden, Fauci. I mean, that list would be endless. And I got some flack because I tweeted from the Maryland Mises page, and it was about the COVID jab and kids and statistics. And I just put a picture of a noose at a gallows and was like, when do the fucking trials begin? Because like, and then of course all these fucking lowberts were responding with
because see, it sounds authoritarian. See, it sounds authoritarian.
Libertarians believe or against the death penalty, and they kept posting the goddamn.
You need a more libertarian answer, which would be like a competitive, say, death match. Right?
Well, then, how you respond is fine. I'll tar and feather them, and then show pictures and videos of people being tarred and feathered.
But like for instance, give Fauci a chance to fight for his life in the arena. Okay.
Oh yeah, gladiators.
I feel like this is way more humane than the gallows thing that you have in mind, right? And,
I mean, that's kind of I want gallows,
you'd sell tickets on pay-per-view. Okay.
Fauci tries to escape monster jam.
If he lives,
Sunday.
But like, how about this? If he lives, he gets to live his life in a lavish prison funded by the pay-per-view of his death match.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like, so you kind of have a shot, right? But nobody else has to pay for it, right? Like,
that's
so James is cool with humans fighting, just not cocks. Got it.
I hadn't really put a lot of thought into that theory. There might be some details
fighting,
to work out.
Nice.
But hey, I gotta roll. You guys can get ready for Larry Sharp's. And I love this. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
if you guys can you guys create a group chat for me so I can make sure I'm following all of you guys, because I don't see it sometimes when I get followed by people. So
sure,
I'll be checking.
Yeah, definitely. Well, tell people where they can find you real quick.
I'll make it easy. I have a website. It's called libertyorelse.com. My podcast, my blogs, and everything's on there. If you want to donate to a girl doing a thing out here helping people, that's even helpful too. But libertyorelse.com.
Awesome. Nice. Well, thanks for coming on, and we have to have you on again.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. You're my fam now.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hopefully our viewers don't go down.
Oh yeah, and they're gone.
And they're all gone.
Well, like I don't know. I think about going back to the prison thing. Like I think about like the Wild West type stuff, and they would just have like they might have like a little jail where they would put people that had like just done something like horrible, but like
it
wasn't like a massive prison with like
but then the white people would come with and lynch them. That's what we would do.
Yeah, I mean.
Well,
but that was the thing, dude. All these lowbirds kept coming after me, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, they kept saying like, libertarians are against the death penalty by the state. I'm like, yeah, by the state. But I'm not saying like you're telling me. And then they just turned out. It was like, oh, this is vigilante justice. And I'm like,
God,
no,
damn it, Nick.
Yes, and
yes, and but
right, all that vigilante means is not state, right? I mean, vigilante justice is like not done by the state.
Yeah, it's like, come on, fucking lowberts. Like, do you honestly? But that's the thing. These regime libertarians were just reeing, and then of course all the leftists and everybody.
So they
freaking out.
I'm not going to explain how, but there was a way where it spread to leftist Twitter and a bunch of NAFOs and all of the haters started like outside of libertarian.
Don't you think they would have been a little more cool if you had said celebrity deathmatch, right?
Yeah. See,
Fabs, just attach blades to Fauci's feet and put him in there with Hotez,
that's fair.
and then just have them go at each other.
Talk about cockfighting.
We'll have him fight
like kickboxer, like Kickboxer. You ever seen Kickboxer?
Oh,
fuck
yeah!
Who would we put him up against? Who should he have to take on?
10,000
I got it. Hunter Biden, right?
Yeah.
Fully
Biden. You take his, fully methed up.
Wait. Coked up Hunter Biden or sober Hunter Biden?
Methed up.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like or maybe PCP. I don't know. Whatever his.
Who has the adrenochrome? Do they both get adrenochrome?
You know what? You take his crack pipe, you smash it. He dips his hands into that.
Let's just assume it will be some kind of performance enhancing drug, right? Or in the arena, right? It'll make him more vicious or immune to pain. Who knows what it'll be.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's the thing, and all like that's all I was suggesting. I was like, but everybody, you got to be so specific, or just whatever you say, it doesn't matter. You can't have nuanced conversation on social media.
I guess not.
And my thing, And it annoys me is like it was clearly symbolism, and if you saw like my thing is I kept on saying is if this was a picture of someone burning an effigy, would you be like, well, the libertarian position is we don't set people on fire? Like
they're so dumb.
It's like these are the same people that would bring a guillotine out, that used to bring guillotines out to for protests, and they're the ones who say, "How dare you? That's violence." Like they're
which is really like a commie thing.
Right. Yeah. It's just a joke. I didn't post it. I would not have posted it, but it was just a joke.
I think these guys, even if you don't support, like, obviously this kind of justice, but even if you don't support it, I feel like these people should see it, this kind of humor in their face 24/7. Right?
Yeah,
like people should be taunting them with gallows and guillotines and just
100%.
anything in their face all the time, because this is what we do. This is what happens to scumbags in the end. If there's justice in the world, that's the kind of thing they're going to face.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I don't know, man. It was really sad to see so many people just but again, like to Otto's point, it just went across, like it went into realms of Twitter I have never seen before.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. It was Babs, I'm telling you, it was I'll have to show you in person when we hang out. But man, I didn't even think some of these people, it was wild. It was, it went into all different dimensions of Twitter that it's weird. It's a weird space. It's not real life. It's not real. That's the other thing too, everybody. Twitter is not real. It's not a real space.
It'll drive you insane if you start confusing it with reality.
Right. So speaking of reality, how are things up at PorcFest, Babs? What do you got to report so far?
It's quite mellow. This was the first full day. It's packed already, and seen some favorites, Ernie Hancock, etc. And
has he got the bus up there? He's got the Love Bus.
Motorist. The Love Bus is up here. So really haven't seen that many people yet. Jack and Fa are up here. Larkin's gonna be here. So. Yeah,
should we maybe do like a special live stream live from the Babs party? When is that again? Those that are listening that might be going to PorcFest. When's your
Pirates Happy Hour? Is Thursday. Yeah, if you're at PorcFest, come to the Pirate Happy Hour.
Fuck yeah, we're you're same kind of area. PorcFest, you're up on the top.
Yeah,
of the hill.
It's site 140. It's like in the middle of. They're all these sites look the same, but
yeah.
So,
nice, man. How's the water situation? Still pretty good so far?
Yeah, it hasn't run out yet, but I've got my own water tanks that I'm going to make sure are full. Usually by Wednesday is when the water runs out. When Crosby's like, I don't know, I didn't know we needed water. Like I didn't think to check the water supply, or I didn't. Those damn kids left the spigot open, or it's always something.
It's always something where it's like, yeah, what the hell? Can we get like a water truck up here? Like a bunch of libertarians, you think they'd figure out the
right? That's why I've been bringing my camper, because it's like, I don't really care. I don't go to the bathhouse if it's overflowing with sewage. I won't even know. Like,
oh man, we'll have to do it next year for sure. We're gonna have to do PorcFest for sure.
We could do a punk rock libertarian hub. Right, where the hubs are like everything now. There's all these interesting hubs.
Can you pre-order the hubs?
Zone. What's that?
Can you like pre-book the hub, or do you have to?
Yeah, we could do it. We could set up a hub. We could do like live shows, live streaming. Have like a lounge area. People could stop by. And
you can just buy the tickets up front for that, and just say like we're gonna set up a hub, or.
Yeah, I forget exactly how it works, but it's not hard.
That's cool.
Then people set up like bigger party tents on a site, basically. So instead of making it like a campsite, you put like a bigger tent.
I like it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we should definitely do it next year. There might be an opportunity. I was talking to, we could talk about this in the after hours because we're kind of getting towards the end here. Do we have it? Like, I guess maybe we should wrap up with some Clown World activities.
Oh, there's some fun Biden clips that are just like they're just really cracking me up.
We got to hit on a Clown World clip or two.
Hold on, here's a Clown World one.
The 95 collapse. Did we talk about that last week?
We did. It was early on. It was before they had the 24-hour cameras. But here's here's Pennsylvania's finest junior Fetterman here, the junior senator.
I'm standing next to the president again next to a collapsed bridge here, and he is here.
He just called him a collapsed bridge.
To work with the governor and the delegation to make sure
Delegation.
That's
that we
might
get
be a
this
title.
fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that
Quick, fast as well too. Don't forget about fast.
that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt. And now,
wow. So wait, he had a stroke. He had a stroke or something, right?
They don't. Why are they putting him out there? This is cruel.
Yeah, I mean, why would you like? Okay, fine. The guy had a stroke. Like, let's be.
Can't somebody else introduce the stupid bridge handout? I mean, really?
Like, why's it got to be this fucking?
Where's Pete Buttigieg? You know,
Right.
like
He's breastfeeding his kid. He's still on maternity leave with a fake breast with his husband.
They should bring Pete Buttigieg out like with his baby in like a front carrier papoose thing.
He has one. I tried to find it the one episode, could not find it. It's probably scrubbed from.
What do you think's really
Google
going on
images.
with him though? With the wardrobe, the hoodie.
I mean, maybe it's just to make Biden look intelligent by contrast. Like maybe like if we bring out the guy that had like 3 strokes, and like maybe Biden will seem coherent now.
Right.
I mean, was the wardrobe department being like, nope, we're sticking with the hoodie? You know,
Man,
like no, he just does. We can't get a suit to fit him. We're gonna stick with the hoodie.
Is there a bow tie? Is there a bow tie? No bow tie. Okay, let's go.
There's no way he's gonna tie a bow tie.
You know, he's from. Dude, we might have talked about it on the podcast like episodes ago when he was getting elected, but you know, he is from Reading, Pennsylvania. He was born in Reading, Pennsylvania, and then lived in York because that's where he got.
Oh, you're saying there's a lot of lead poisoning there?
Yeah, he's a total Trustafarian kid. He's a Trustafarian. His dad had I forget the background, but then he went back to Reading, graduated from Albright College, and expensive like division. Like, long story short, this dude has just been like, so they're just trying to portray him like this working class, blue collar Pennsylvania dude. Dude hasn't worked a fucking day in his life. Like, he is so unblue collar.
Okay,
so they're doubling down on this Carhartt.
Part of this working class wardrobe thing,
right?
Yeah.
And he's a total Trustafarian.
Well, it's like the Zelensky thing. It's like he's a man of the people fighting the war on the front lines.
His shirt is green.
Yeah, and it's like anybody in Pennsylvania like saw through this shit because, like, if anything.
Except for the ones that voted for him, apparently.
The crazy thing is, that's what I mean. This shit is so fucking rigged. I'm telling you, like in all the places in Pennsylvania, like you figure like they would see through this fucking bullshit. Like this is all a facade of blue collar. And it's like, look into his background. He's a total like he hasn't worked a day in his life. He's just been handed shit his whole fucking life. He's like Billy fucking Madison. Like if you read his bio, it's like, how the fuck did this guy become a U.S. senator? It's like ridiculous. But
why are they putting him up at the podium like that?
It's part of the psyop. It's part of like, I don't know, man. It's part of the empire collapsing before our eyes. Like, I don't know. Fucking mind blowing. I mean, and then
check out the president. The president had some interesting remarks.
Oh yes, so we got
gave a gun control speech and
in Connecticut. The guy,
all over it.
The guy that left like hundreds of thousands of arms in Afghanistan is going to lecture us on gun control. So this was in Connecticut just this past week, and Jared's got it pulled up here. But this is that's the thing. It's
I love it. Oh, that's not
God.
it, but that's a good one too.
Oh. Well, this was when he was campaigning. This was in Pennsylvania.
Look, there's a blind guy leading Biden. Watch it happen.
They're wearing masks.
Look,
they're wearing masks.
The blind guy is steering Joe.
Right here. Oh, I love the curb use. Well,
okay, why don't you turn around to your right?
My gosh.
This was during his campaign.
Everybody's masked up. It looks like a shop or some kind of probably a media
I remember
event.
This was 2020 when he was campaigning, and when Trump was all like, he's campaigning from his.
Oh, it's 2020. Okay.
This was 2020, but there was the recent one, and I don't know.
I see best of Biden. I see you guys got to label this shit better, man.
Yeah, that's Biden introducing him, but there's this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, god damn it! Where he's up in Connecticut giving a gun control speech. No, that's his hairy legs. This one's good too.
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I love kids jumping on my lap.
Wait, is this new or what?
No, this
it's like 2020.
This is when he's got hairy legs and he talks about.
Oh, why are we sharing? Why are we sharing?
Just play it. Why not? This guy's fucking nuts. Let's go.
Presenting the Best of Biden collection, now on home video. Now you can enjoy all your favorite wacky moments from America's senile old granddad.
Well, you know, gay bathhouses and it's all about round the clock sex. It's all, come on, man.
Including sniffing a baby, awkward hugs.
Sniffing another baby.
Numbers are hard.
Go to Joe 30330.
Corn pop.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Racism.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Stupid troops.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard. You stupid bastard.
Blank stare. Blank stare part 2. Chris is Chuck.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
I just did Chris.
And many more.
Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone, make sure the kids hear word.
But wait, call within the next 10 minutes and receive a free copy of Kamala's Kooky Cackles.
Oh, fuck.
That's right. 6 full hours of ear-piercing cackles that the whole family can enjoy. Here.
Amazing. 1-800-555-PETO.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
That's
You gotta
still
laugh
not
to
the
keep
funny
from
one.
crying.
Where's the one where he says, God save the queen, man?
Yeah, that is,
He said, God
what
save
you-
the queen.
Okay.
I'm digging in the docs. Let me see.
Yeah, I got it. You got to label it like Biden or something. I don't know.
Well, that wasn't me.
Talking about.
Someone's failing. We need a full-time doc person. But here's the Connecticut lecturing us on.
All right. God save the queen, man.
Drops the mic. Do I go this way? That way? All right, let me run.
All right.
Why did he? Where? What? Like, what is this? Safer
This was
communities, gun control, or something?
This was the gun control speech he gave this past week in Connecticut.
And the queen's dead. Talking about.
I think we got to play it back. Let's play it again.
He just said, "God save the queen."
This
Was he joking about
Why?
something or what?
He
No.
ended. That was his. That was his.
That was how
ending.
he ended. Like, see you later, folks. God save the queen, man.
All right. God save the queen, man.
and then he's like, is this how we got off stage or is it that way? I don't know. And they're like, no, oh man, here we go.
All right.
That needs to be a sound clip, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. God save the queen.
I'm surprised no one has superimposed that onto a Sex Pistols song. Like,
Oh my god, dude! I responded to like one of the friends of PRL. I think she's in the Mises Caucus out in West Virginia. But like, I think when I first saw this, and I immediately posted like the "God Save the Queen,"
because it's funny because he says "God save the queen." We mean it, man. So it would work so well.
Oh fuck! I know, right? It's like, what the fuck? Like, is this Mass Joe and some CIA, or is this a deep fake? Because there's potential.
Joe. This is me.
So
Joe.
we have. Yeah, is this me, Joe?
I think
What do
it's
we got here? What are the
animatronic Joe.
odds?
I think it's animatronic Joe, but it's still a little bit glitchy in the AI interface.
Oh, here's this.
What you got?
All ready for
Well,
this?
like I just thought that, just in case you were getting a bad idea about the federal government, look how inclusive they are. I thought this might give
And the
everybody
Park Service.
Hello, in case you
yeah.
didn't know, gay people are literally taking over the national park system. I just hope they're Pride in Yosemite for the third year in
fabulous.
a row. But this isn't a pride for visitors to the valley. This is a pride for the park employees. of which, as you can see, there are literal hundreds of queer Yosemite employees.
Wow.
We danced, we marched, we celebrated, and we got wet. I am so proud of all the community organizers within the park system who are making safe space for queer people all year round. No planet, no pride. Mother Nature is a lesbian. Goodbye.
Mother Nature is a lesbian.
Is a lesbian. Interesting.
Oh, Mother Gaia loves the snatch.
This is the same national park that brought us Night of the Grizzlies. Did you ever see that PBS documentary?
No.
Glacier National Park. Google Night of the Grizzlies, PBS. Okay, be a nice contrast. This was back in the day. They wanted to attract visitors to the park, so they would put garbage out to attract the bears, and then you could come watch the grizzly bears. And this was like a fun activity, right? So they kept feeding the bears and more. And people were like, hey, you might not, like you're bringing all these grizzly bears and, they're grizzly bears, and finally enough people had complained to the Department of Interior that word came down to the park. You can't feed the bears like this. It's too dangerous. Stop doing it. Right. And they said, but we have no other way to get rid of the garbage. Right. So they continued. And then eventually a bunch of people got eaten by grizzly bears. Ooh. Okay. So fast forward and, here we are.
Diversity hires left and right at the national
Somebody's
park.
going to get eaten by a grizzly bear. That's all.
Diversity is our greatest strength, guys.
It's going to watch out.
Yeah, bears are no joke, man. I saw I saw a bear in like Howard County, and this is like Central Maryland, like not like maybe half hour outside DC by school. One of my students was like, showed me clips of a black bear just like chilling in a park in like Columbia, Maryland. And there's been like a lot of, I don't know, nature's trying to kill us. I'm telling you, something's going on. But there's a lot of black bear sightings all throughout Maryland, which is rare. Like random.
It's the grizzlies that will eat you, though. So
yeah, that's crazy. But so there's so we have CGI Joe, Meat Joe, Mass Joe, Mass CIA Joe, Animatronic Joe. Then there's potential Robot Joe, and there's a quick clip, and I don't know, this was kind of a mind fuck. I saw this, and this is when he was going up the stairs. It's kind of like, I don't know, check it out. This is more of a viewer, so this is more for YouTube, everybody watching on YouTube. But check this shit out, dude. It's a fucking robot. Robot Joe could be an option.
It's a little robot.
I mean, look. I mean, so they put X-Ghost, like he's like a Terminator Robot Joe could be an option. This is him when he fell up the steps. Remember that? So
you know what? No, General Dynamics dog would have just run up those stairs, no problem. Yeah. Boston Dynamics, yeah.
It's not believable. I don't believe it.
This could be like one of the companies that didn't get the contract for the Terminators. They were like, hey, we got this, like, you lost the contract, but here as a consolation prize, we'll just
this is the open source version.
Yeah. This is like the generic version.
Awesome. Well, I think
plus if that didn't really happen, why is that what they would try to pretend happened? Make him look like a inept old man.
True. Very true. I don't know, but Robot Joe could be an option though.
Could be.
I'm putting my money on animatronic Joe.
All right. Well, let's take this on over to the after hours. We've gone pretty little extra tonight, so I appreciate. Yeah, a little extra. That's fine. Just a little
give
bit.
Him a little extra.
Yeah,
that's
taste. Give him a little taste.
A little taste.
Yeah. Yo, come to MDLP. Come to the Maryland Libertarian Party picnic.
That's right. Weekend. If you guys are in the area, you're in the Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland area, come on out. The weather should hold up. Maybe. Come by
Black Pill Auto here. But...
yeah. Come on out to that. Go.
We'll post the link. Check out PRL. We'll post it on our Twitter.
Yeah. So also, we're going to go hit our After Hours podcast right now. We'll send you out a live link. You guys can tune in on YouTube. But you guys got to sign up for our Patreon. So for as little as $3 a month, you get the link and you get access to all of our past episodes we've recorded. And you'll be the first to know of new stuff that comes on out from our end. And There's other ways to donate to the show. If you go to PRLfans.com, you can find links to send us some Bitcoin, which would be great. Always appreciate that. And we have t-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. If you use the code PRL or PRL podcast, you get a 10% discount. If you use the code PRL2 and spend $50 or more, you'll get a 20% discount. So, and that's about it. So until next time, live free
or die.